all of you. I will be straight away taking you to my presentation, and whatever I'm going to talk today is based on my own experiences, whatever projects I have done, whatever researches I have done. You are going to have a brief snapshot of it. As the organizers rightly introduced me that my professional strength is in the field of marketing and business law, but for the last 10 years, I have been working very efficiently in the field of green marketing and green products. And whatever I'm going to speak today is all about how we are going to become green in times to come. If we look into my theme today, which has been taken the theme of this conference as well, the theme is digital transformation, sustainability, and well-being, new perspectives. There are various kinds of sustainability. There is organizational sustainability, there is business sustainability, economic sustainability, societal sustainability. For me, the most important sustainability is the planetary sustainability. If planet Earth does not sustain, no matter what sustainability we talk about, nothing is going to sustain. If we don't have this planet, our organizations will not sustain, our society will not sustain, our businesses will not sustain, our country will not sustain. And that is the reason for me, when I say sustainability, it's all about planetary sustainability. And planetary sustainability basically means a place where all of us are healthy, all of us are happy, and all of us are living in harmony. And that's the reason, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to my presentation. What is Earth? What is Earth? Planet Earth is not something that we have inherited from our forefathers. This is something that we have borrowed from our children. So we have a bigger responsibility for our children. So it is not something that we have borrowed from our forefathers. So our ancestors have passed on the baton to us, and now it is up to us how we are going to take care of it. Whatever have happened in the past has happened. Now it is our responsibility how we are going to take care of it. And that is the reason I will not talk much about the climate change, global warming, the type of resource depletion that we are having, but we will be talking about something very pertinent. These all things are real. Climate change is real. Global warming is real. Resource depletion is real. From management point of view, we now have to think about how we are going to manage ourselves and how we are going to adapt ourselves. And therefore, I'll be taking you to some of the pertinent issue which is more important. And the pertinent issue, if you see here, the planetary sustainability, many talks have happened, many meetings have happened. There was something called as the Paris Agreement, which happened somewhere in 2015, where all the countries around the world, they gathered together. Thanks to Donald Trump that it could not happen. He was the one who said that we cannot follow it, and then rest is the history. Now, one of the global warming challenges is that the way we are consuming things is going differently. So let me take you to some of the pertinent issues that we are going to talk about. And I'll be more focusing on what we as higher education institutions can do. Because I personally believe that higher education have a lot more to do in addition to giving knowledge and degrees to the students. We are the place where we are giving experience to our students. There is no place in the world where students come, where the people go for 3 to 5 years of their life and they stay. What about if we give them some sort of experience that they can embrace in their life in times to come? So higher education is something which we have to relook, the definition of higher education. And if you see here, there is something called as efficient higher education institutions. For those of you who are still wondering what is higher education institution, all the universities and colleges, they are higher education institutions. And why I'm talking about higher education institutions? Because they are the place where the students, they come to learn, and within 5 to 10 years of the time, these students will be joining the mainstream life. So they'll be joining the practical life in times to come. And that is the reason higher education is very, very important. So let me take you to some of the underlying issues, okay? The first issue is increasing food demands. Our population is increasing. Our population is increasing. Every day we are multiplying ourselves. At the same time, the land area where we are growing food is shrinking. Right now we call it arable land. It is shrinking. How we are going to have food for the population in times to come? If I give you some of the statistics, you will find that right now the total world population is expected to 9.8 billion, which is currently 7 billion. It is going to increase to 9.8 billion. And we will be somewhere around 11.2 billion by 2200. Estimation says that the number will be slightly more than this, because only the countries like India and China, they are having the problem of population. Rest of the world, they are having the problem of less population. In most of the country, the aging population is increasing. Like South Korea, aging population is there. China, aging population is there. They don't have youth to take care of the future. And that is the reason most of you have good opportunity in the country like Canada and Australia, because the population is going down, so you may think about future employment there. So now what is happening is that the world, at a global level, the population is actually, country-wise, the youth population is going down. But at an overall level, our population is increasing. And that's the reason our food demand is going to increase by 30% in 2050 and almost by 50% in 2200. So it means our food demands are going to increase. What solution we have, we don't know. Then next issue, water shortage. Water. Surprisingly, the earth is covered with 70% of water. We say it's very easy to say that we are covered with a lot of water. But how much water can be used? How much of this water can be used? We have the statistics here. We can only use 3% of the total water. Only 3%. And from this 3% fresh water, most of it is frozen in the glacier. Thankfully, global warming is happening. Very soon this will be melting down and you will be having this fresh water directly coming from the glaciers. But what are the side effects of it? Here are some of the statistics. We are using most of the water that we use. We are not using it just for the sake of drinking. If you look into most of the government reports, they will only concentrate on drinking water. Drinking water. We use water not only for drinking, we use water for agriculture. 70% of the water that is used by humans goes for agriculture. At the same time, 20% of the water that we use goes for bathing. We wash our clothes, we bath ourselves, let's go for bathing. Washing your face, everything. 1 to 5% water is only used for human consumption. And thanks to the technology like reverse osmosis, we are even depleting that as well. Then this issue is shrinking arable land. Arable land basically means the area where the agriculture is possible. As the cities are expanding themselves, just now with His Grace we were discussing that what is happening right now is that though we all are sitting in Mysore, we all aspire to have a house in Bangalore. If not one, we want to have 2-3 houses in Bangalore so that we can have good amount of investment. So our requirement of housing is increasing. We want to occupy more than one house. For example, if I talk about myself, I am having 4 houses. I am only one. I live in none of them. So what is happening? We are constructing larger landscapes. We are shrinking down the arable land. When the arable land is shrinking down, what we are going to do? We will be chopping off the forest. We'll be occupying it. We'll be recreating the landscapes so that we can have more and more arable land because the food demand is there that we have to meet. So my paradigm theory is very simple for the education institutions. Students come to education institutions for 3 to 5 years on an average. If we can give them an experience, that they experience a kind of life here, and if they are able to get satisfaction, they will gain loyalty and there are high chances they will try to practice the same thing in their real life. So that is my paradigm theory. So as an education institution, we need to do something very, very important. And let's go ahead. And that's why I bring you to my green practices. What are my green products? What are my green practices? Anything which can lower down the impact on earth, in very simple words. Anything. Whether it is green or not, if it's able to lower down the impact on earth, it is a green practice for me. It is a green practice for me. So as long as it is lowering down the practices, lowering down the effect on earth, it's green practice for me. So now what are the things which education institutions are doing today? I have traveled to certain part of the world, and these are the things which I found out. The first thing which I found out was in Bhutan, where I found green kitchen. Green kitchen. This I will be talking about in my upcoming slides. I talk about energy efficient building. This building is actually an energy efficient building. You don't require lights. This building is actually an energy efficient building. So there are 2 fans, and there are multiple lights coming in, so it's an energy efficient building. Kudos to your team and the 4 founders of this college. But still more has to be done. This can become further more efficient in terms of energy. There is something called as renewable energy powered campus. I visited one institution in Bareilly, North India. Its name is Invertis University. And I found that that institution is completely self-sustained in the form of the energy requirement. They have not connected themselves with the power grid of the government. They have taken care of the rooftops, and they have converted into solar power. So they are doing renewable energy. Next is rainwater harvesting system. I was surprised to see highest amount of rainfall in India is received by Northeast. And some of the Northeastern institutions, they are taking care of rainwater harvesting. They are harvesting rainwater. So when it is not raining, they are utilizing this rainwater, and they are taking care of the gardens. Similarly, there is something called as water recycling plant. Our university, we have this. We have water recycling plant, considering the type of topography where we live. Innovative agriculture practices within the campus. I visited IIT Kanpur, and I found that most of their vegetables are coming from their campus itself. They have converted some of their lawns in the form of the kitchen garden, and the vegetable is sourced from their lawn itself. So they are having the agriculture practices coming from there. And who is in charge of it? The students. The students are given charge of doing this kitchen garden, because there are many students who are fond of planting trees and planting a small kind of plantation, kitchen gardening. They are facilitating that. And the gardeners that they have in their institution, they are putting them into work, and they are helping the students, and they are having vegetables, and they are saving money on that. So that is innovative agriculture practice. Reducing food waste. We conducted a study in Royal University of Bhutan. Just do this study in your mess also. The amount of food which the students are throwing in the dustbin. Try to measure it. We tried to do this we did this one in a live field visit, and we monitored the food wastage for 1 month. We found the first day the food wastage was 38 kilos. We wrote it down on the board. Yesterday food waste, 38 kilo. Then the students saw that one, and they reduced it. The next day it went down to 27. Third day it went down to 12. And slowly the last day, the food wastage was somewhere around 3 or 4 kilos. So this kind of thing was there, which was delivered to the student, that we don't have to waste food, because most of the time they were taking more food in their plate, which was not required. So this even higher education institutions are doing. E-waste, electronic waste, which we are having. Many times we are not aware how much we require. We are doing e-wastage. Then harnessing modern sustainable technologies. This I'll be talking about later. And embracing digitalization. It is also a kind of green practice. Imagine in the absence of email, how much postal expenses we were making, the printing cost of paper. If we go digital, we can save those costs as well. Now let me take you to the next slide. The green procurement, that is very important. Educational institutions, they need to invest money in green procurement. Just make it a point, whatever you do, you procure, it is green or not, simple. And what is green? It does not mean it is made of plastic. Does not mean. It can be made of plastic, it can be green. Why? For example, I buy a chair for 1,000 rupees, but this chair can last only for 2 years. But I buy a chair for 5,000 rupees, but that chair can last for 25 years. Now the requirement of changing the chair again and again has gone down. This procurement is green procurement, though the chairs are made of plastic. The chairs are made of plastic, but the requirement to have this furniture again and again. If you look into the past practices, you will find that most of the furniture is procured in our colleges. I believe still in St. Philomena's College, you will be having some furniture which is dating to 1950s. You are still using it because that was green procurement. We look into the strength of the product and how long it can sustain. At the same time, we look into the green practices. Whatever green practices you are doing, that becomes part of the green procurement. So green procurement is one of the areas where most of us are looking at. And thankfully, I was awarded with one of the procurement project in Bhutan, and that was project public procurement. So we were looking into that, how people are doing green public procurement, and I'll be talking about that as well today. So there are some of the related terms. I believe that the projection is not that clear, but these are the terms. Green public procurement is known as sustainable procurement, sustainable public procurement also, public, sustainable, socially responsible procurement also. So these are some of the terms for green public procurement. So this was my experience from green public procurement project. I was surprised to see that educational institutions, they wanted to have green public procurement. They wanted to see that we want to have procurement. But there was one problem which they found. The problem which they found was the cost of these green public procurements. A chair which is costing them 1,000, but it will last for 2 years. At the same time, if they invest 5,000, the chair will last for 20 years. But the supplier's quotation is based on tender policy. You have to go for tendering. And what tender policy says? Go for the lowest cost, the lowest bids. And in that case, what happens is, green products, they are rejected because they are no longer going to comply with the tender policy. Next issue which they found was that there was nothing called as green certificates. And the staff in the institutions, what they were going to do was that they were saying that we are not experienced or we are not specialized to identify which product is green, which one is not. That was another problem. So what happened is, we'll look into some of the innovative ideas, okay, how things can be sustained. This particular photo is very much from India. Any guesses from where it is? It is from the kitchen of Shirdi Sai Baba temple. Shirdi Sai Baba temple, and very interesting technology they are using. This is solar powered kitchen without using solar panels. I'm repeating again, solar powered kitchen without using solar panels. If you see this Petri dish kind of shaped thing, which is like an antenna, they are actually used to consolidate these solar lights. They are made of glasses, reflective steel and glasses. They consolidate the light and they project it on a pipe there. If I take you through the next one, this is how it does. There's a water flowing in a pipe. So what these glasses do is they consolidate all the solar light and they put it on that light, on that pipe. Through that, this pipe water, it becomes steam. The same kind of technology which you use for your espresso coffee. Have you seen your espresso coffee where the steamer is used to heat up the coffee and the coffee is made? This technology they are using inside their kitchen. So they cook food through the steam. And this is the technology which is very low-cost technology. No electricity is needed, nothing is needed, and this is what they call green kitchen. Biogas plant. This particular photo is also from India. Any idea where it is? It is Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai. What they do, they have the food waste inside the canteen. They collect all this food waste, they put it into the composter, where the biogas is created from the same food waste. So the food is cooked through the food waste. Every time they cook new food, and I believe most of the educational institutions, if you look into your hostel mess or canteen, you have the food wastage there. So you don't require always, one of the major perception of people is that you need cows and cow dung to make biogas plants. It's not the case. Sometimes people say that we cannot use human dung to cook food. It's not the case. You can even use the food waste, which is available right in your canteen. Now, I went to Bhutan. There is College of Science and Technology. They adopted this practice, but they face a problem. The problem was vacation period. They say, sir, we are having vacation of 2 months. And this bioplant, they have this probiotics, which are supposed to eat up the food waste and convert it into form of a gas. They said during this 2 months time, what to do? This 2 months time is something which is very difficult for us because we cannot sustain this bacteria. This bacteria cannot live. So we are facing problem during the vacation time. Solution, tie up with the local restaurants. So they tied up with the local restaurant, they collaborated. They said, we will buy your food waste, okay? You bring your food waste to us, and we will recycle it, and we'll give you some money. So for those 2 months, they were giving money back to these restaurant owners. And restaurant owners, they started selling their food waste. Imagine what will happen. So this is food waste, biogas-powered kitchen. This is solar-powered building. Now there is myth. If you look into the solar power, the panel is cheaper, the battery is expensive. The panels are cheaper, battery is expensive. Here comes the another example from India, Aligarh Muslim University. What they have used is, they did a small research. For what purpose their rooftop is used? You know what was the finding? Number 1 purpose was to hang the hoardings. That was the first purpose. Number 2 was suicide among students. So rooftop is only used for 2 purposes there. They said, why not we harness it to the bigger purpose? They converted all their rooftop into solar power panels. They didn't have money to buy batteries. What they did, they connected the solar power panels, they connected the power grids of the solar powers to the main grid of the government. Now there is a meter called as reverse meter. You supply electricity to the main grid, you will have reverse meter. Sometimes the government will pay the money back to you. They are doing it. There is something called as reverse meter. You don't have to buy batteries every time. So they are doing it. So what happened? Most of the students who are living there, during daytime, there's a direct connection. So what they are doing is that during daytime, they are supplying to the government grid. In the evening time, they are taking supply from the government grid. So it's a give and take type of thing. Now what happened to the students? Students, their perception got changed. Those students who were thinking that this solar power technology is very expensive for technology, they cannot run AC on it, they cannot run computers on it, it is highly unsustainable. What will happen when there is fog? What will happen when there will be dark clouds? All that myth is gone. Now they have seen that solar power technology can work in winters, it can work in rainy season, it can work in any season, anytime. And now those students who are passing out, most of them have a positive perception towards solar power. This is happening there. Rainwater harvesting. We have these gutter pipes. You will see that there are rainwater gutter pipes connected to all these rooftop buildings. Why not we connect it with the boring lines? So that this water, which is clean actually, which is now thrown into the open land, why not it goes and down to and recharge your water table? This is another technology which is happening. If you see there, the gutters of the rooftop, they are connected with the boring lines, and the reverse boring is done so that this water can recharge. You require some basic filtration, and this can also work. This is very much happening in Delhi University now. Most of the Delhi University colleges, they are doing it. There is a project which is going on that is called water recharge, and they are doing it. So there are practices going on. The thing is that we need to have all these practices at one place. Another thing, groundwater recharge, same technology that we are using. Okay, so rainwater harvesting has 2 forms. One thing is that you have your own tank. Okay, you collect the water there. That is rainwater harvesting. If you are not able to buy a tank, because making tank is expensive, connect with the groundwater. So whatever water is collected at the rooftop, it goes inside the ground, and you are recharging the water there. So this is the second practice. Now I'll talk about modern ways of farming, which is now very close to my heart, and currently I'm doing a project on it. And this is something which I feel that most of the education institutions should do, because education institutions across the globe, they have good amount of land area. And most of the land area is either used as playground or as garden. So why not we use some innovative technologies to use there? Now I'll take some example. This is the area from where I'm coming right now. How does it look like? Is it green? It looks green or it looks barren? If you see, it's all desert, right? It's all desert. This is from Google Map. You can zoom in Google Map also. I'm not saying this. You can witness it by your own. Just slightly zoom in. Slightly zoom in. You'll see that there are green dots emerging up. There are green dots emerging up. You know what are these green dots? These green dots are the farming areas. If you see, each of this dot is spread over 10 to 60 acres of land. Each of this dot. How they are using it, and you'll see that surrounded by desert. How they are using it? You'll see that there's a center point. There is a center point that uses a distribution of all the water and mineral. It rotates like this. So it rotates, and it's able to circumference. It is going to encircle the whole field. So your requirement of spreading the water to the whole field is gone. How it looks like from closer? From close by, it looks like this. So all you need is to take the water to the center of the field. That's it. Take the water to the center, and it is sprinkling the water. If you see, it is sprinkling. It is not putting water all around, and therefore it is taking a shape like a circle. But this requires a lot of land area. This is possible for those areas where we have barren land. So the nutrition, water, and everything is sprinkled through this one. This is one solution if you can have it. So this is how it looks like. You see that it is, from wherever you can see, it's all green. It's all green. Now the project on which I am working, it's even more feasible project. That is called vertical farming project. And it can be done even in a small area. Maybe this area like this, inside this room, inside a classroom, or anywhere, wherever you feel like. So vertical farming, what we do is, we stack the farms. We stack the vertically arranged plants. And what we do is, we have two methods. Either you give them the natural sunlight, or you give them artificial LED lights. In both the ways, it will work. What we do is, we give them artificial LED lights so that our harvesting time is increased. Normally, if the sun is there for 12 hours a day, and LED lights are there for 24 hours a day, your harvesting time can be reduced by 50%. So the same plants and crops which are growing, which are taking around 2 months, with vertical farming, you can reduce it to 1 month. So you can take care of the food requirements quickly. So I'm working on this project. Right now in Indian rupees, I believe around 50 lakhs has been given to us by the Royal Government of Oman, on which we are working right now. And I'll show you some of the pictures what we are doing. So we are working on hydroponic system. One method is hydroponic system. Simple. There are plants. If you see, there is no soil. These plants are hanging up like this, and their roots are exposed. And we are running water through it. What we do is, we mix some nutrition in this water, and we are running it through its roots. And these plants are growing up. Depending on the size of the plants, what we are doing is, we are strengthening the material which is containing this plant. So sometimes we are using this thermocol sheets, sometimes we are using the plastic sheets, sometimes we are even using the cloth-based sheets. So the idea is, wherever the plant can sustain and the roots are exposed, we are using it. So this is hydroponic system. This is how it looks like. Hydroponic system. So the plants are vertically stacked. They are vertically stacked, and the water is flowing, touching the roots of the plant. So no soil is used. Now, why we are emphasizing on no soil? When there is no soil, there will be no insects. And when there are no insects, there is no use to use pesticide. So pesticide free. So when there is no soil, no insects means no insects means no pesticide. So pesticides free plants we are using. Next, aquaponic system. The same water, we are introducing fishes to it. Now our requirement of nutrition is also gone. We are feeding the fishes, and the excreta of fish, whatever is the byproduct of fish, that becomes nutrition for our plants. So we put a pipe from the top, we put a pipe from down, and this excreta of fish is collected from the dirty pipe. Now this dirty water is run through all the plants. Plants are able to soak up the nutrition. So when the nutrition is soaked up, the water becomes clean, and the same water is thrown back into the same plant, same water body. So what we are doing is, this is called aquaponic system. You will see the pictorial depiction there. This is how it looks like. Aquaponic system. Then something which is expensive. This is called aeroponic system, which is possible anywhere. It does not require water. It does not require soil. Soil-less, waterless farming. What is that? This is the farming. Soil-less, waterless, sunlightless. You don't need sunlight, you don't need water, you don't need soil. When I say you don't need water, I mean to say you don't need 95% water. You just need mist, aeroponic mist. If you see here, there is a drum, there is a small gap there. We introduce aeroponic mist into it. This mist is containing nutrition exposed to the roots of these plants. Then there are LED lights, and you can have 36 times of harvest from this one by this kind of plants. There is a company called Aero Farms, which is very common in countries like America and Japan. What they are doing is, right now if you see the cities, most of these vegetables are coming from the surrounding areas. And when the city's size is growing big, like Bangalore, the surrounding areas are becoming far. And it is becoming expensive for the surrounding areas to supply because the land cost is increasing. So when they are doing the analysis, it is better for them to sell off their land than to grow plants on those lands. So that's the reason the prices is shooting up. Now what to do? Aeroponic system. Inside the city itself, you take any building, any container, any warehouse, have the aeroponic system there, and start growing plants itself. You don't need soil, you don't need water, you don't need sunlight. So it's completely artificial system by which you can do. Now people will ask me that, are these sustainable practices? The answer is yes. Because the way we look into sustainability is not always going for an organic way. As I already said, that today in the modern time, we need to go for something which is adaptive technology. Sustainability is all adaptive. That these are something which is the need of the hour that we are going to do. So these are the challenges which I found last time when I was doing, that most of us, why we are not able to do it, tender policy is the first reason. We need to change the tender policy. I was looking into one of the very famous quotations in Agra, city of Taj Mahal. It was written there that imagine if Shah Jahan would have gone for tender, he would have gone for the lowest price. Do you think Taj Mahal would be what it is today? Because sometimes you have to go for the expensive technologies as well in order to do something which is really good. And these were the problems that we faced. So people were not able to know what things are there. Further, the perception which is there normally with the people is, in terms of these green practices and green procurement, the first thing they consider is it's expensive. Why? Because all of us have traders' mindset. We look for short-term profit. We don't look into the long-term gains. There's a very good example of India, Jio mobile phones. I believe most of you are using Jio here, right? Jio. It started happening somewhere in 2017. Jio came to India, means Jio was launched. But have you ever thought when this idea was conceptualized? In 2012, there was a tender which was taken by Mukesh Ambani's company without putting the name. They bought a spectrum in which nobody was interested for 5G. Nobody was interested in that. And this idea actually originated somewhere in 2008, 2009. So 2008, 2009, the idea originated. It was implemented in 2016. And then they started earning money from 2018 and 2019. Just imagine how much time they have invested in order to earn money. So this is what is true for the green practices also. You will reap the benefit of green practices in the long run, not in the short run. So for example, you put a solar plant here. You will not get immediate benefit because the investment will be high. But if you look into your monthly bills of electricity, you will find that gradually you are able to reduce the monthly bills. And in a time frame of 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you will find that it has become cheaper actually for you. After 5 years, it becomes completely free for you. Because these solar panels, batteries comes with life. Battery comes with some sort of 3 years or 4 years of life. But solar panels, they have a life of 20 to 25 years. So after 5, 6 years, it becomes almost free for you. The next issue is inferior quality. Most of the people, they believe that these products are inferior quality. The same thing goes for our local products also. Why we don't go for our local products? Because we feel that it is of lower quality. Like the sweaters, which were made by our moms and grandmothers, they were of a better quality, but the feel factor was not that good. So we started giving preference to the ready-made sweaters, and that slowly that particular sector was killed. Same thing applies to the green practices also. So you feel that it's of inferior quality. Many people, they are not familiar. I believe the technology which I have told you today, many of you were not aware of it in the past. So you are not familiar with it. So that is one of the issues. Second thing is convenience. Green products are not conveniently available. That is not easy to get this product because it has very small market. Not everyone is interested in it. Most of the people, they want quick money. Even the business people, they want quick money. So they are not interested to invest in these kind of sectors. In these kind of sectors, only two players can work. One is government, second is higher education institutions. If you want to go for some hotel or some restaurant or some local business to have these green products, they will look for their cost. It's not sustainable for them. That is the reason I'm emphasizing on higher education institutions. Then people of modern technologies, Generation Z and Generation Y, millennials, we want range. We want high designs, quality. We don't want to use the same clothes for more than 1 year. In case of America, it's even 1 week. They don't want to use a clothes for more than 1 week. The ratio of converting a new product to a trash in case of America is 6 months on an average. Within 6 months, they convert any product into trash, including cars. In India, we are using cars for 5 to 10 years at least. In America, that's not the case. Same is the case with Oman. If you are using a car for more than 2 years, people will start laughing at you. So the converting of a new car to a trash is very less in the global times right now, and that is happening with this kind of product also. I belong to a place which is known for handmade carpets. These handmade carpets, they have a life of 50 years. But people are going for these kind of mats which hardly last for 2-3 years. Why? Because people say that in 2-3 years we'll change it. New design, new style. Why to sustain with the same carpet for 50 years? So that is the problem with the price and range. Complexity, difficult, really difficult to deal with the green products. Because there are a lot of scam which is going on. Just go to any, Ayurveda shop, for example. You go to any Ayurveda shop, you will be doubting yourself whether it is original or not. That is the same problem with the green products also. You will really feel whether it is really green. Like solar panels, thousands of solar panels are available in the market. Which one is good? We don't know. So the government has to come up with some sort of certifications. Why we say the government has to come up? Because government has the agencies and they can certify things. If the government comes up with the certifying agencies, what will happen is that green product certification will come into picture. And it's not something new. It has happened. Like for electronic, the star system was introduced in India. Now, whenever you are buying any electronics, you will find that there are stars associated with it. It actually talks about the energy efficiency of that particular product. So if it is a 5-star, it means the energy efficiency is high. If it is 2-star or 3-star, the energy efficiency is less. Same thing is needed for these green products as well. Now, next issue is digitalization. That is the main theme of this conference. And this is also one of the areas where I'm working. And let me introduce you to this topic. And I'm talking to the youth here. I'll be especially referring to future skills and digitalization. And I'll be talking about some of the actual frameworks which have happened across the world. Why we are talking about future skills? Just last month, I believe, one of my junior, from my alma mater, he called me and he said, I have a bachelor's in political science. I'm not getting job. Please help me. I asked him, okay, fine. Your qualification is political science. What is your skills? He said, what is that? I said, what specialization do you have? Are you good at language? He said, no. I said, are you good at reporting? He said, no. I said, are you good at analytics? He said, no. I said, then you will not get job. As simple as that. Merely getting a degree will not get you job. In order to get job, you have to go for future. And when I was in Dubai last year, I was attending to one conference, and one of the professors was saying, we need to prepare our future for the jobs which are not existing today. We need to prepare our future generation for the jobs which are not existing today. What we are referring to right now. The world is divided into two parts right now. Broadly, it's not about religion, it's not about nationality. The world, at the digital level, we have two types of population in the world. There is less than 1% population at global level. 1%, they are not even 1%. They are creating new technology every day. And we are, on the other side, there are more than 99% population which are not ready to embrace those technology. They are not ready to use those technology. It was a surprising fact that Zoom Zoom meeting was lost somewhere in the year 2011, 2012. People were not aware of it unless and until the COVID-19 happened. Suddenly they saw, okay, Zoom is also a software where we can do mass gathering. Otherwise, only the thing which they were knowing was Skype. And not everyone was having an account on Skype as well. So I often say that COVID-19 was a digital lubricant for all of us. It helped us to embrace digital technology at a faster pace. So this is something which we call as future skills. Now I'll tell you some of the concerns which people are having right now. Now, if you see, the world is changing at a very faster pace. Very fastly we are changing. And our education system is dependent on review policy that happens once in 4 years. Within 4 years, a lot would have changed in the era of digitalization. The theories, new theories would have come. For example, the theories which I applied in my researches, I'd never even thought of those theories when I was studying the courses. So when I was a student, I never heard of those theories also. If you look into our management, economics, business, science, tech, all these kind of books, you will find that most of our syllabus talks about the theories which were invented in 80s or 90s. It does not even include the theories which came in later 2000 or later 2010s onwards. So what is happening? We are putting old information to our students. Now, what problem industry is facing? Industry wants people with the latest knowledge. Industry has a solution. They give you 6 months training. They give you 7 months training. Sometimes they give you 1 year training, including IAS officers in India. IAS officers, they are not fit for work until and unless they get IAS training. It means somewhere the education system has failed them. A lot of resources have been invested in education thing, but still the people are not job ready. Now what to do? One initiative that came forward was, why not we do tie-up with the industry and the education institutions that, okay, industry, tell me what kind of job you have after 3 years. Industry gives you the job profile and you prepare students according to their job description. This is one solution, but it's not happening. Because even industries are not able to forecast what kind of workforce will be required after 3 years. So that is happening, and that's where the researchers comes into picture. So what is happening right now is, most of the people, they are thinking that right now the students, they don't have creative thinking skills, they don't have basic skills, and that's the reason most of the people, they are coming up with something called as future skills. Now we are talking about future skills. And it's true. Just read these terms. Social media. Honorable Father was talking about social media this morning. The side effects of social media. Imagine social media before 2018. Imagine social media in 2010. iPhones were launched in the year 2007. Imagine social media before 2007. The point of the whole story is that whatever we are talking about today, these all things have happened in last 15 years. And how much our curriculum has changed, we don't know. Next issue, artificial intelligence. There is something called as ChatGPT, which is the fastest growing technology in the world right now. It is the fastest technology to reach 1 million subscribers. Artificial intelligence is something which we are not able to use. There is something called as digital marketing. Not many of us are using it. There is something called as inbound marketing. There is something called as lead nurturing, ideal customer profile. There is something called as customer acquisition cost, work from home. We all have done it. Virtual meetings, Internet of Things. These are the terms which we never heard of, and this is one of the growing fields right now. What to do? So let us have some evidence-based framework for this one. Okay? So I will take your attention to this particular framework, which was taken initiative by these two gentlemen. One of them is the minister in Oman, and second one is the Secretary General in Oman. And these two people have taken care of something which we call as future skills for Oman. And this picture is of Muscat, Muscat Cornish. And this is for something which has been endorsed by World Economic Forum also. Why I'm sharing it with you all? Because there are high chances that if we embrace it in India as well, this is going to have relevance. So this has been endorsed by World Economic Forum as well. And they said that if any country wants to succeed, these are the framework that we need. Every country needs to have a future skill framework for their nation. Future skills are based on one basic principle, that is the partnership with the public and the government institutions. More precisely, it talks about the higher education institutions and the industry. So they say we need a close collaboration between the two, but certain things are basic that we need to ensure at higher education level. If we don't do it, we will not succeed. And what are they? This is what it is, future skills. I want your attention on the board. They say any institution, whether you are, even if you are teaching Sanskrit also, you need to ensure that these three skills are guaranteed to the students. Whatever you are doing, it needs to have these skills ingrained in the students. Number one, that is called basic skills. Reading of the language. They say at least 2 languages people should read. They should know how to read 2 languages. One could be the regional language, one would be the international language. Minimum. Second, writing the language. Reading the language, writing the language, and third is speaking the language. Read, write, speak. Basic skill. If a student say, I cannot speak, it means somewhere the education institution has failed. It is the responsibility of the education institution that his transferable skills are visible. Read, write, and speak. Basic skill. Applied skills. Talks about creativity and innovation, whether you are able to think creatively and innovatively or not. If you don't have it, try to learn it. So the students who are sitting here, try to analyze yourself, whether you have these skills or not. Number 2, critical thinking. Are you able to think critically or not? If you cannot, you need to do something on yourself. Problem solving. I was in Bhutan, and there is a college of business. It is known as Gedu College of Business Studies. Outside the president's office, a very interesting quotation was written. The quotation was, are you here with a problem or with a solution? Are you here with a problem or with a solution? So he says that everybody comes to me raising the problem, but nobody comes to me raising a solution. Don't just come to me and complain. Tell me what should I do? What you want me to do? And then just below it, there was another quotation written that if you don't have solution, you are part of the problem. If you don't have solution, you are part of the problem. So you are just a problem creator. Tell me what should I do? And this is what my dean also does. When we go to him raising a complaint, we say, okay, tell me what should I do? Half of the complaints are filtered there itself because the people who are complaining, they don't have solution. They say, you are the dean, you should decide. Answer is no. You have to be a problem solver. Next issue, effective communication, both in oral and written. Not just communication, effective communication. Next, teamwork and collaboration. Now it is mandatory in our university that whatever work we give to the students, at least one task they need to do in team. Be it assignment, be it quiz. Even we are giving quiz to them to solve in team. So at least one task they need to do in terms of team and collaboration. Next issue is leadership. And bare minimum which is needed is whether they are able to lead themselves or not. If they are not able to lead themselves, they are not treated, they are not taught properly. Whether they are taking initiatives or not, the initiative, they need to take initiatives because most of us are active, we are not proactive. And flexibility and adaptability. As the world is changing, we need to come out of all the isms. This is what I was talking to some of my friends yesterday. We need to come out of all the isms. Down at our heart, we all are same. We have to understand that. We all are humans. We are not male, female. We are not divided by religion. We are not divided by nation, by any region. We all are same. Our thinking would be different. So what we have to do, we need to become adaptive to change. The moment we go anywhere, we need to immediately embrace their culture, their systems, their technology. I was really delighted to hear when Honorable Father, he said that I'm only 1 month old here, I'm still learning. Just imagine a person of his age holding such a kind of position, even he has to adapt himself. Imagine about all of us. Adaptation is ongoing process. We need to adapt ourselves wherever we go. And those of you who are thinking for working job internationally somewhere, you have to have higher level of adaptability. The last part is information technology. If you see, this is basic need. Information and communication technology, this is number one. Everybody should know it. You should not say, I'm not on WhatsApp, I'm not on Zoom, I don't know how to use Zoom. It's not acceptable. And how companies are doing it? They say, we are scheduling your interview on Zoom. And most of the time, the people, they respond, I don't have Zoom account. I don't know how to use Zoom. Immediately, your profile is rejected because you have actually failed in one of the criteria. Next, dealing with data and information, as Father was mentioning about the fake news. Not every data, not every information which is available on internet is true today. You need to verify it yourself, and that is a skill. Do not believe whatever is served to you. Even what I am saying today, go back and check whether I am saying truth or not. Because you all have the accessibility of data, you all can do whatever you want. And the last part is dealing with media. Even the mainstream media, you cannot trust them now. You cannot even trust the mainstream media also. Though they have the editors, they have the entire group, but you cannot trust them. Do not go by whatever they are saying. And that is the reason it is a skill. And it is a very easy thing. Where the concept of WhatsApp University emerged in India only. You must be knowing about it. That WhatsApp University, it has emerged in India. It is the brainchild of India, the WhatsApp University. Why it has emerged? Because of all this kind of misinformations. So this is the thing. So now let's get started with the corporate future skills which you are experiencing today. I'm not talking about future, I'll be talking about today. And just check yourself whether you know it or not. The first skill, analytics. My HR wanted to do an analysis whether the staff members are happy or not. Whether the staff members are happy or not. Earlier they used to circulate one simple questionnaire where you have to rate satisfied, not satisfied, something like that. This year, they have come up with a very interesting strategy. They have given us a wearable, a digital watch, smartwatch. This smartwatch takes care of our blood pressure, our stress, our work time, our idle time. Okay? When we are working on keyboards, this smartwatch is shaking. So it identifies whether we are working or not, how much time we spend on the keyboards. So how much stress is coming on our fingers. It can measure. When we are in the classroom, we are talking like this. The smartwatch is able to track it. When we are sleeping, the motion is less. And through that, they are able to identify where the faculty and staff members, they are stressed or not. What is their level of satisfaction? How much they are happy. So it's not only your questionnaire or survey, they are getting this information through the analytics. This is efficient use of analytics that we are doing right now. I must also mention here that we were the first university in Oman to embrace online learning and online teaching. Conversion optimization. I believe most of you who are using social media or websites, you must have seen this one, that every time when you go on social media or any website, certain ads are popping up. You know what is the chance of you getting converted into a customer? It's just 3%. For marketing perspective, it's just 3%. Why 97% people are not getting converted? The answer is they are not interested. It means they are not my audience. I have advertised, I have marketed my product to the wrong people, in simple words, who are not interested. So 97% of my resource has gone to advertise to wrong people. My money is gone, my time is gone, their time is gone. They are the wrong people for me. How to do it? Conversion optimization. This is a tool. How to get this one? I will ask my people. I will not advertise to them. I will try to get them through some of my analytics, and I will try to find them out by way of how many of them are interested in my product. I say, get in touch with me. Want to travel to Turkey? Get in touch with me. I'll not give you the entire detail. Want to study in St. Philomena? Get in touch with me. I'll not give you entire detail. If they fill up the form, now I'll give them the details. With that, we are able to optimize it to 6%. So earlier was 3%, optimization now 6%. It looks small, but if you see from 3 to 6, it is almost doubled. We have doubled our customer base. This is conversion optimization. Email. The most scariest thing today. More than your inbox, your spam box is filled. Have you ever observed that? Because people, the moment I ask your organizers, for example, send email to everyone about the conference, they will take the email addresses, copy down all the email addresses, send on click on send button. Over. The email has reached to 1,000 people. Most of them were not willing to take emails from you. What has happened? Your email has gone to spammers list. They said, we don't want email from this guy. He's just spamming us. It has gone to the spammer list. Your email has gone to the spammer list. So don't ever believe. Now what will happen? When you will apply for job from your own email ID, your email will not go to the jobs, the recruiter's inbox. It will go to his spam folder. And you will be calling them, please check your spam folder also. It might be lying there. This is happening with all of us. Solution? As a company, we need to ask people that please, you want to subscribe us to your mailing list. If people subscribe to your mailing list, your emails will not go to your spam box. If somebody is sending email to you and you are responding, it will not go to the spam box. So at individual level, we have to use our emails very diligently. And you need to check time to time, especially those of you who are using Gmails. Gmail is one of the biggest scamming tool right now. Search engine optimization. As a product developer, if I know what my people are looking for, I'll go for something called a search engine optimization. Okay? What keywords people are using. And what I have to do is, I have to associate those keywords with my product. Okay? Like tourism, you know for what tourism India is famous? Any idea for what tourism India is famous? Number one in terms of, what is the biggest factor for India in terms of tourism? It is medical tourism. Most of the foreigners, except the American and European countries who are coming to India, they are coming here looking for healthcare. And tourism is secondary. Why? Because one guy is patient, 3 people come along with him. So these 3 people are actually touring around. Okay? So the patient is admitted in Bangalore, and his relatives are found in Mysore. So what they do is, they are going for health tourism. And most of the tourism company these days, what they do is, you will find, I don't know whether it happens here or not, the moment you type make my trip in Oman, instantly Apollo Hospital advertisement will come. So Apollo Hospital now knows where my audience is coming. So Apollo Hospitals, this advertisement will pop up on Make My Trip or cleartrip.com, because they know that health tourism is something which is increasing. So this is one of the things which you all have to look into, where your audience are actually lining up. Remarketing. Another tool, you must have observed it, that you log, for example, you search flights from Bangalore to Turkey, Istanbul. You close that site, you go to Facebook, instantly that particular ad will pop up. Looking for Istanbul trip, hotels in Istanbul, travel advice for Istanbul. This is called remarketing. This tool is there in everyone's pocket right now, mobile, which is capable of doing all these 2 things which I said just now. All these things can be done through mobile phone. You have this tiny device in your pocket, and it's really powerful. It's up to you how you're going to use it. Now, what happens is, you have created a website which is not mobile friendly. It opens on the laptop, it opens on the desktop, but it cannot be opened in the mobile phone. You have an e-commerce website, which is not mobile friendly, what will happen? So you are actually losing on a bigger customer base. Many websites in the world have failed because of this. So you need to have developed something called as with this kind of thing also. Business automation is a process which we talk about all these things. If you are able to use all these processes in one place, we call it business automation, which gives you the real-time data of everything. Like most of the organization today, they don't have to look into the minute details. They have business automation in one place. Like Mark Zuckerberg, he's the owner of Meta. He's using this business automation. He doesn't want to know you personally, but he can extract all the information from you in a single click. Same thing we are doing. We have something called a student information system. The moment I put absent to a student, immediately SMS is sent to my student that he has been marked absent. He will come to me that, sir, you marked me absent today. Please do something. The moment I put their scores, I have to put the scores online. They will get all those information instantly. So business automation is a very powerful tool which can give you all the information at one place. Then, my dear, all of you, the students who are sitting at the back, prepare yourself for work from home. Many people in India right now, they are earning millions sitting right at their places. They are doing work from home. You don't have to leave your village. You don't have to leave your house. You can have American clients. You can have Israeli clients. Even you can have the Arabian tribe clients as well. So you are sitting here working for some multinational company by doing work from home. All you need is a good device and good internet connection. Even if these two things you are able to ensure, you can harness this particular technology very well. And work from home is something which is now increasing. Even I am here right now, I am working from here. I'm putting my students' attendance. My students are in touch with me. They are sending me emails, and I'm doing work for them. So it's not that I'm on leave. So how to do this one? This is the learning journey. My senior staff who are sitting in the front, they will relate with me. Imagine your time when COVID-19 started and you all have to go for online teaching. What happened? Very difficult. Because you were in the unknown sector. You were unknown. You had resistance from inside. How to use it? Now internet, now this application, softwares, I have to learn it. There was resistance from inside. There was resistance from inside. You are facing problems also. There were a lot of issues. But if you see, inside the circle, there were helpers for you. Helpers were coming from your IT department, some student who is an IT expert, your own family members who is good at IT, sometimes our children who are better at technology than us, they were helping us. And when they started helping us, there were revelations. We say, aha, okay, this is that easy, not that difficult. Why not I use it for conducting online conference? Why not online seminars? Why only online teaching? So you started looking for opportunities into it. And then you found that there were rewards associated, and you observed a change within yourself. This is what is happening with digitalization. This is the process of digitalization, how you embrace the technology. Every time a new digital technology will come, this is how you are going to embrace it. And then, from the sector of unknown, you became known. Now the technology is known to you, and now you are reaping returns of it. So this is what the digitalization and green practices are interlinked. This is the summary of my entire talk. That we want to go for digitalization in terms of energy efficiency, in terms of time, energy, and cost. Digitalization is helping us to do that one. Therefore, it's a green practice. Number two, we can do better analytics. Digitalization is helping us to do better analytics. That's the reason it's a green practice. We can make the decision faster. That's the reason it's a green practice. And we are now building green communities. Everyone who wants to get connected with us in this green community is most welcome. So this will be the last slide of my presentation, that we need to welcome international competition. We need to use technology wisely, and we need to be more socially responsible. With this, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to an end to my presentation. If you have any questions, any doubts, I'm most happy to address that. Okay, my email address is mentioned there. In case anyone wants to get in touch with me, you are most welcome to get in touch with me. So with this, I rest my case. Thank you so much. Have a nice time ahead.
So you have touched upon all the three main dimensions of the main conference theme. Your view of green practice and indeed a very meaningful, and you mentioned something saying that the government and the higher education should take a lead to take it forward for a sustainable development. So your talk was indeed an eye-opener for many of us. Thank you, sir, for making a wonderful presentation. It drew our attention to areas we have been neglecting a bit, or rather I can say talk less about. We appreciate your thought-provoking talk. Sir, you have set the tone for the 3 days international conference, and I wish and pray that the 3-day deliberations would bring some changes in our life and the society too. And I thank you on behalf of management and the organizing committee for having traveled all the way from Oman and spent your valuable time and shared your knowledge with us. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir, for a very detailed and a session full of astonishing facts and insight. It was indeed a delight to sit through your session. As a token of our appreciation and gratitude, we are very thankful that you are being a part of this international conference. As we are running late in our session, the Q&A could be carried on over with a light refreshment so that the speaker will be available there. Anybody who has doubt can talk one-on-one with the resource person. We'll now break for light refreshment. The tea will be served on my left-hand side for faculty and delegates, and outside the indoor stadium for all the students. We will be back sharp by 12:15 for our next session. Please make a note, it is a 15 minutes tea break. Thank you all. We'll be sharp back by 12:15. As you all step outside indoor stadium, we have Shuddh Ahar outlet. It is a venture by Mr. Naveen Kumar. The products are organic, and you can take a look at the products, which is also for sale. Thank you.